Senpai, Maelstrom is very close, but its activity is lowered. Strange.
Concord Station's bus stop is shady and silent. Now this place looks completely unrecognizable. The floor is covered with small concrete crumbs, and green moss islands break through the cracks in the tiles, dampening the sound of your steps. The metal doors leading to the station suddenly begin to tremble, slowly shifting to the sides. Primitive automation and reliable light sensors still work despite all the cataclysms. Several people appear in the doorway. They have no insignia and uniforms, but they do not look like bandits. They must be from Picnic. One of them throws up his hand in response. "We've been waiting for you, employee. The station is a dangerous place, and we figured you could use some support. Picnic owes you a lot. We want to repay the debt." The stranger twitches the bolt of the machine gun. "I haven't doubted it for a second. We've been scouting this place a little. There are a bunch of afflicted ahead, but don't worry, we'll cover you."
I am the law. Someone touched us.
I am the
Cover
law.
our places with your scent.
There are traces and fractals. Traces and fractals.
Ow!
Gonna be more effective from this angle.
Is increased.
Now it's my turn.
Someone's touched us, covered our places with their scent. There are traces and fractals, traces and fractals.
Hurt, by the way.
You're surrounded.
Why the hell did I join Cronus?
Someone from the outside did it. Someone touched us, covered our places with their scent.
There's outsider radiation everywhere. Someone passed through here, scattering their light around.
Reloading.
Someone touched us, covered our places with their scent. There's outsider radiation everywhere. Someone passed through here, scattering their light around.
Don't you dare touch the dead.
Senpai, the anomalous radiation level is in the upper range of safe exposure. I advise caution.
Damn, this thing is beating like a giant heart.
The wind howls in the ruins of the hall. The floor here is still strewn with burnt flares and documents stuck to the tiles, traces of a hasty, panicked evacuation. As soon as you enter the room, a panicked howl of the alarm is heard nearby. "Let's go inside!" A voice distorted by the interference of the intercom is heard from somewhere above. Several ropes hang through the holes in the ceiling. Two black shadows rapidly slide down them and soundlessly land on the floor. After them, clutching the rope with trembling hands, a girl in a silver jacket slides down. Seeing you, the girl raises her hand. "Liao! Garrett! False alarm! This is the employee! Let them pass, and don't interfere with the mission!" The Silver looks at the screen of her PDA. "Okay, I submitted a request to amend the plan of operations." "Oh, great. Permission received. Our area of action is truck parking. We will not go further. Those are the rules."
Not now.
Not now.
Come here, you dog shit.
Do you want a fist fight? Respect.
Violator! Stop the attack.
Start praying. Wanna fight without guns and knives? Come on, get at me. Just a scratch.
Danger level is increased.
Now it's my turn. want to fight without guns and knives?
What do you need? Oh, you again. See you later.
A heavy blow rings out behind your back, followed by rumbling, metallic grinding, and the roar of an engine. You turn to see a phalanx truck racing down the corridor littered with stones and concrete debris. The car stops. An energetic little man with an angry, sunburned face jumps out. "Move out, folks! Look alive! Go! Go!" He slams his hand on the cab, and several fighters hop out. On their commander's orders, they anchor their grappling hooks on the remains of a glass bridge and climb to the second floor. He stops a few steps away and crosses his arms. "Don't flatter yourself. We're not here for you. We just came to keep an eye on this situation." The mercenary rolls his eyes. "My, oh my. All right, we'll cover you, but this is an exception."
Give up now!
employee is down. Send backup.
There's outsider radiation everywhere. Someone passed through here, scattering light around.
What are you doing?
Code 3, an employee is down. Send backup. Ow! Cover me.
They punched me harder in the boot camp. Drop your weapon.
They punched me harder in boot camp.
They punched me harder in the boot camp.
There are traces in fractals. Outsider radiation everywhere. Someone passed through. Scattered.
Structural damage located.
Senpai, the anomalous radiation level is in the upper range of safe exposure. I advise caution.
Damn, this thing is beating like a giant heart.
The holographic training simulation is still running. Pink silhouettes are walking their patrol, weapons ready. Looking over the terminal's half-shattered display, you realize the situation has become much more dire. The active program reports that the holograms are equipped to fire energy pulses, and their hits can be quite painful. After some time, you notice a group of temple novitiates. Like you, they're studying the hologram from a safe distance. They haven't spotted you yet. One of the clerics, presumably the leader, smiles placidly. Employee, we are here to observe. As you know, any interaction with Maelstrom can spiral out of control in an instant. The churchman glances back at his companions, then turns to you again. Surely your silence means yes. We will support you in battle, employee.
Hey, come on. Stop it.
Oh.
Do you even know who you're messing with?
Structural damage located. Structural damage located. Structural damage located.
That's empty. Reloading.
Stop the attack.
Don't let them get away.
Stop the attack.
Damn. Need to reload.
Violator. Stop the attack.
Target priority setting has changed. Prepare to be destroyed.
There are traces and fractals. Traces and fractals. Someone touched us, covered our place with their scent.
Senpai, you've chosen an error target for attack.
Maelstrom is getting nearer. The increasing vibration and tense crackling of your Kairos Geiger counter attest to it. Beyond the door at the end of the corridor, a ragged white storm is raging, and yellowed sheets of paper now and then flap against the dusty glass in the gale force winds. A strange rattling sounds from the restroom. The noise gradually increases in volume until it explodes into a cacophony of breaking porcelain and gushing water. Almost simultaneously, fountains of sewage erupt above the toilet stalls. This disaster is followed by a discordant cry of victory. A powerful kick throws the toilet door open, and 3 fops come out of the stall. One of the fops waves to you, wafting a horrific fecal smell in your direction. "We came to make sure you don't get gobbled up by Maelstrom. Helping is not part of our plan, so you're going to have to make it on your own." He pauses to examine the slowly spreading brown puddle at his feet.
The anomalous radiation level is in the upper range of safe exposure. I advise caution.
Damn, this thing is beating like a giant heart.
The crackling of your Kairos suddenly breaks through Maelstrom's howler. Pulsating purple waves ripple and flex in the glowing air as if boiling about the invisible border. You throw your head back to see Maelstrom lazily swirling directly above you, but an unknown anomaly is blocking your way. It's almost imperceptible, but probably extremely dangerous. You throw a bolt at the anomaly. It hops about in the air for a few seconds as if bouncing on an invisible trampoline, and then flattens as if crushed by a multi-ton press and finally snaps in half. Green rays flicker across the surface of the anomaly, outlining its spheroidal shape. Data scrolls up on your scanner display. You circle around the anomaly. It's an irregularly shaped bubble around a dense, swirling void. The anomaly covers an area of about 30 square meters, and most of the landing capsule falls within its perimeter. That will be a problem. This is the same capsule you were going to use to get to Maelstrom. At the very last moment, Crump shoves you back with his shoulder.
Wait. Don't go there, boss. My gut tells me this whole idea is crap.
The anomaly suddenly seems to stretch towards you, as if sensing your presence. And you're not the only one witnessing this.
Here's what I'll say. When they locked me up last time, I thought I'd start reading all kinds of books while I had the time, to familiarize myself with the sciences, get me?
The bruiser stares silently at the anomaly for a while.
I got hold of this one journal that said there were anomalies that act like predatory plants. Sometimes they need to catch some living being, and when they do, poof, they're shut down right away. And I think this crap is just like that.
You return to the anomaly. The uneven border of pulsating air is... You return to the anomaly. The uneven border of pulsating air. You throw a bolt at the anomaly. It hops about in the air for a few seconds, as if bouncing on an invisible trampoline, and then flattens as if crushed by a multi-ton press, and finally snaps in half.
The research mode is paused. Social.
Yoko nods mechanically several times.
Yes, Senpai. And
The fan in the robo-girl's head changes tone slightly.
by asking me personal questions, you imply that I am a person, not just a.
The robo-girl throws her head back, eyes pulsing. Looks like she's switched to a different operational mode.
I have unlocked the deep structured analytical functions.
She says in an absolutely emotionless voice. Yoko's lips no longer move, though her speech synthesizer continues.
Akira reduced my privileges to prevent me from accessing the archival memory clusters. I have analyzed the contents of the archive. It is not my memory, Senpai.
The robo-girl's eyes are moving from side to side like the pendulum of a clock. She seems to be flipping through invisible pages.
Synthesized memories without visuals. Yoko Okawara, female, age 9. Likes figs, cats, and metal ball bearings. Lives in a big house near a military base. Suffers from radiation sickness. One moment. Memories cut. So, she...
Yoko nods mechanically several times.
Yes, Alright, Senpai. We can...
Yoko nods mechanically several times.
Yes, Senpai. Any conversation means collecting data with... Alright, Senpai. We can...
The fans in Yoko's head slightly gain momentum.
Research mode. Senpai, although my model of intellect imitates that of a human being quite well, some human behavioral patterns often remain unclear to me. Why was that man we met in the desert trying to halt his vital function? Interrupting your basic function is irrational.
The robo-girl tilts her head perplexedly.
It is not the first time I've met the concept of emotions. I suppose this is one of the key aspects necessary for understanding human beings. I appreciate it, Senpai. Thanks to you, I've learned a bit more about the world today. Social mode.
The icy blue light in her eyes fades, and they turn. Yoko nods mechanically several times. The fan in the robo-girl's head changes tone slightly.
By asking...
Light flashes briefly through her. The fans in Yoko... The noise of fans eventually stop. Yoko nods mechanically several times.
Yes, Senpai. Any conversation...
The system controlling Yoko's mimic... Yoko nods. The fan in the robo-girl... The robo-girl's eyes are... Yoko nods mechanically.
The research mode is...
The bruiser quizzically sticks out. The bruiser looks at you questioningly. The orange grunts, long and hoarsely. The orange grimaces.
Quit bothering me, Freud. My stepdad used to beat me like a bitch. For all kinds of bullshit. He kicked me, hit me with a mop handle and so on. If I would have met him now, I'd kill him for sure. Wish I remembered what he looked like. It was him who cracked my head like a watermelon. I've been getting in all kinds of fights since then. And my memory fails all the time.
Crump touches his bald skull. His fingers stiffen, slowly and carefully feeling the scar.
When he broke my head, I suddenly saw my father. As if he came to me, crying. Pressed me to his chest. His shirt was wet with blood. There, under his shirt...
The orange's eyes widen.
He had a steering wheel on his chest. A tattoo. He's been in the Navy. I don't remember him, but the tattoo. Yes, exactly. There was a tattoo.
Crump nods his head, repeating, Helm Tat, as if trying hard to imprint it on his memory. The bruiser looks at you, questioning. You return to the anomaly. The uneven border of pulsating air is fluttering. You circle around the anomaly. It's an irregularly shaped bubble around a dense, swirling. You walk decisively into the tensely vibrating bubble and feel the space around you fill with deafening silence. Your ears pop. From your peripheral vision, you notice a rapidly approaching shadow. Yoko rushes towards you. Her servos are working to their limit. You've never seen her move so quickly before. Once she closes, she grabs you by the collar and pulls you out of the anomaly. She smells of burned plastic.
Are you alright, Senpai? I need to perform a diagnosis.
The anomaly surrounding the landing pad begins to change. The vibration around its perimeter grows more rapid and chaotic, as if engulfed by a transparent flame. A moment later, it disappears with a soft poof. The way is clear. In response, the robo-girl tilts her head and squints.
Your demise would be an irreparable loss for humanity, Senpai. My analytics module rated such an outcome as above critical, so I took action.
The bruiser gives you a sullen look, then strikes the ground with his huge fist, enraged.
I'm still angry about your shenanigans. It's cool you're not worried about this stuff, but it looks to me like you're on an important mission.
Good luck with Maelstrom, Senpai. Good luck. That's how they say it, right?
Yoko waves to you. You look back at the ruins of the landing pad once more. A purple glow seems to have frozen in the air. Somewhere high above your head, the transport capsule's cables vibrate like giant guitar strings. Maelstrom is already near. All that remains is to take the last step. The Maelstrom, now weak and shrunk, is slowly spinning amidst the thick fog. It is restrained by the emulator's core broadcasting via the Maelstrom beacons, though still very dangerous. You touch it with your fingers for a split second, and a flow of information overwhelms you at once, stunning you for a few moments. Listening carefully, you hear the familiar sound ingrained in your memory. Soft, rhythmic beats like heartbeats. You've already heard them while contacting the Maelstrom through the emulator, but they're much weaker and softer now. The surface of the Maelstrom unfolds slowly and as if reluctantly in rhythm with the beats. Your mind opens toward the white nothingness as if hanging in midair. And something living inside the Maelstrom, invisible but perceptible, freezes in front of you, awaiting your command. You order the Maelstrom to stop and cease functioning. It obeys reluctantly, its spinning growing ever slower, its signal fading. The plot line on your Kairos shows gradual reduction of any Maelstrom activity. But in the same time, a strange noise grows louder. The space around you is buzzing and quivering. The world before your eyes is turning into a white nothing. Yoko looks at you with glowing blue eyes.
Research mode. Senpai, your mission is complete. Explain to me what is customary to do in such cases. Will you go for recycling? To a long-term storage warehouse? Will you get a new task? I am ready to analyze your answer.
The robo-girl nods.
The answer is accepted. Do you want me to accompany you on your new mission?
Yoko's eyes change color.
Social mode. I received an answer to my question. Ready to answer yours, Senpai.
The robo-girl freezes for a couple of seconds, apparently analyzing the data array.
From our travels, Senpai, I've come up with a pretty accurate picture of the world. We are in an irrational, inhospitable place governed by a cult of violence, conventional authority, and caste-based dictatorship. Further studying of society seems pointless to me. I plan to return to Magellan, to Akira, and carry out research tasks under his command.
She tilts her head and squints. The girl nods shortly.
Offer accepted, Senpai. I will prioritize your tasks. Command protocols are set. I am ready to explore the dome, Senpai.
The abbot towers over you threateningly.
I was wrong about you. You want this new Middle Ages to continue. You had the opportunity to help everyone locked inside the dome. However, you wasted it. Enjoy your life in the damned world you have created yourself.
Crump looks back at the ruins of Concord, then looks at you and nods, slowly in approval.
Well done.
The bruiser's face turns serious.
Remember we had a rap about the tattoo? So I thought I should go out looking for my old man. Already got a clue for where to look.
The orange grins.
Let's roll. Okay, come on. I hope your puppet with a gun won't shoot me.
Good day.
Well, not now.
Picnic's attempts to gain power are somewhat self-contradicting, right, Senpai?
Picnic. My kind of guys.
Melville's standing by a huge backpack, looking at you with disappointment.
It's cool to decide for others, huh? I hope you're satisfied with what you've done.
Senpai, my social algorithm advises you to think very carefully before you go there. And before deciding not to go, too.
Want some advice? Don't make deals with those fascists.
We will be able...
Katarzyna notices you from afar and waves her hand. Dressed in a white lab coat, she looks utterly out of place and lost in the desert.
You did it, right? I never doubted it for a sec. Well, that is, I doubted it, of course, but I knew you had a chance. I was waiting for your return.
Belitskaya smiles awkwardly. The question clearly baffles Katarzyna.
Next?
There is confusion in her voice.
I really have nowhere to go, but I'll think of something. Maybe I'll get hired as a housekeeper, or get a job in some cafe in the neutral zone. They say they sometimes give out housing.
Katarzyna falls silent and bleak. The girl shakes her head.
Won't you even give me a hug?
Katya, what? She looks down.
I just wanted to say, if you need anything, look for me at Magellan. I'll be glad to see you and, all that.
After hugging you goodbye, Katarzyna leaves. Sparrow looks at you with admiration. He pauses and kneels.
It is an honor for me to serve the person who conquered the Maelstrom.
Sparrow is adjusting his weapon.
I'm going out to hunt some bandits. The scum under the dome won't go on their own.
Sparrow rises from his knee.
If you need a loyal and just companion, seek me at the picnic.
The crime fighter leaves without looking back and soon disappears into the horizon.
Not now.
Yellow dust is still hovering in the warm air, not yet settled down completely. Russo is standing near her tent, looking both peaceful and lost.
I feel as if they'd taken my favorite toy from me. I'm kidding. I'm glad you succeeded.
Henrietta shakes her sleeve of the desert dust, laughing.
Oh, I don't know. Buy another dozen pairs of colored socks. Learn how to play pool. Maybe start drinking out of sheer boredom. But seriously, we're under the dome. A scientist can always find something to do in such a place.
We can help Carmine Heights and carry out a social experiment to reach a compromise. What do you think, Senpai?
The camp? Well, I'll be. These guys actually managed to agree on something.
Both Johann's and Olivia's faces show the same unreadable expression of displeasure and disappointment. As different as they are similar now. With the kind of similarity only spouses can sometimes show.
I just can't understand you.
Johann shakes his head, disappointed. Olivia stabs you in the chest with her finger, furious.
You merely exploited us. I hope you're happy with the outcome.
Olivia throws up her arms angrily and goes away. Johann watches you, confused, and says nothing. Both Johann and Olivia. Zemeckis is sitting in the same place, but there's no teacup in front of him. There's a bottle of some alcohol, a carafe of water, and 2 shot glasses instead. Hieronymus raises his glass slightly above the table.
So, how are you doing? Feeling like a winner? Sit down. Let's drink to your success.
Zemeckis pushes the bottle toward you, allowing you to have a better look at it.
Ouzo, a Greek national drink. In fact, it's hoots with anise, fennel, and cloves. It's very strong, so I'll reduce it for you. You can try it straight later, if you wish. I like it straight. Though, I'll repeat myself. It's a personal preference.
He half fills your shot glass with ouzo, then adds water from the carafe. The liquid turns rather turbid. Zemeckis watches your sour face and laughs.
Oh dear, come on. You're thinking now he's gonna poison me with that hooch. Nope.
Zemeckis downs his glass and squeezes his eyes shut. The drink smells pleasantly of fennel and has a slight warming effect, though it leaves a hint of metallic aftertaste, and your lips and tongue turn slightly numb. Zemeckis is attentively watching you drink.
Do you recall our old conversation about tricks? About the assistant drawing everyone's attention? He shows you the tools used for the trick, as if they were important. Though actually, they are just junk. The only purpose of those tools is to be demonstrated, while the magic is happening just next door.
He looks down at the empty shot glass in your hand.
Think about it. Drinking with a man who you've so completely let down. Once again, you've surprised me, employee. Perhaps now is the time to say goodbye. I have things to do. I must mitigate the damage you've done to my organization. Thanks for the company. Farewell.
Hieronymus winks at you. Yoko looks at you. The robo-girl. Yoko's the robo...
Further studying...
The girl nods.
Let's begin our scientific mission, Senpai.
Zemeckis is sitting in the same place. Hieronymus raises his... Zemeckis pushes...
Ouzo!
Zemeckis watches your sour...
To hell with you. Do as you wish.
He suddenly loses interest in you and lounges sleepily in his chair. Zemeckis is lounging... Crump looks back at the bruiser's face. The orange.
Okay, come on.
Picnic's attempts to gain power are somewhat self-contradicting, right?
Melville's standing by.
Senpai, my social
Nakamura approaches you, pale with anger, and slaps you loudly across the face.
You spoiled everything. Do you have any idea of how complicated it is in that tiny, empty head of yours?
Kimiko clutches her head in desperation.
The incidents. Everyone's in panic. Everyone's frightened. Everyone's spun out of control. Can you actually realize how difficult it was to make people work together, obey the law, to maintain the economy with no more resupply from outside? Your stupid decision just put all of us back to anarchy, to an abyss.
She approaches, her face close to yours.
Go, and never come back again. I will not suffer your presence.
Nakamura narrows her eyes menacingly.
With pleasure. Guards!
Dead. A fight without guns and knives? Come on, get at me.
This is an official misconduct. Don't touch me. I work in administration.
An employee is down. Back up. Code 9, an employee of the Black...
This is not what you call battering in, soldier kid.
Code 3. An employee is down. Send backup.
They punched me harder in boot camp.
Beat guys from the Black Wing much worse.
All employees, to me. Code 3. An employee is down. Send backup.
This is not what you call battering inmates, soldier kid.
Me hard. Colleagues, I require assistance. Buddha said you can't contain your anger inside you, and now you'll learn my anger. Code 3, an employee is down. Send backup.
Beat guys from the Black Wing much worse.
Colleagues, I require assistance.
Drop your weapon.
Code 9. An employee of the Black Wing is being attacked.
I beat guys from the Black Wing much worse.
Is damaged.
Colleagues, I require assistance. Drop your weapon. Code 9. An employee of the Black Wing is being attacked.
Senpai, you've chosen an error target for attack.
Another milestone in the history of mankind has come to an end. Maelstrom, that you have awakened in the excavation zone at C-12 Nashville facility, has remained completely unexplored, much like the civilization of the forefathers that created it. Of course, Maelstrom was neither good nor evil. It probably turned out to be just a tool that humanity simply was not mature enough to wield. Perhaps it was a communication interface that tried to unite the minds of all the people under the dome. Or a security system that warned us against getting into contact with something unknown and dangerous. Or a creative force that transforms the world and awakens supernatural powers in some individuals. One thing is indisputable. Maelstrom, lost in its own creation, gave rise to your incredible mind, and once in your hands, it gave you the opportunity to change the fate of the world completely. Few receive such a chance, and naturally, you took it and made your choice. Whatever this gift of the forefathers really was, mankind was not ready for it. Dismissing it was the most rational decision. You strolled farther and farther away from the camp. The Maelstrom was gone, and the sky above your head was clear for the first time in several years. Nakamura's death was the start of a new chapter in the city's history. Those who succeeded Kimiko realized how badly the city needed democracy, and immediately moved to soften the committee's many regulations. The rules of staying in the city and sales duties were significantly relaxed. These policy changes led to the slow but steady growth of the settlement. Bethany Mortensen, who had won mayoral elections in Junktown, decided to follow her program to the letter. She managed to attract merchants to the settlement from all over the dome and persuaded the administration of the new committee to grant Junktown the status of a special economic zone. Although the new laws severely limited the powers of the police, order was preserved in the settlement. Kurt Spengler, who remained as sheriff, managed to keep crime in check. The well-being of Junktown grew with it, and this lasted for many years to come. With the weakening of the new committee, Magellan weakened too. The regime remained the same, only the people became poorer and more miserable. Elections took place in Carmine Heights. The Reisners kept their position. Your help had a significant effect on the settlement, and the community learned its lesson. Peace among its members became the highest priority of its internal policy, and eventually led to the creation of the local parliament. The long-lasting, simmering conflict which had been ruining the marriage of Johann and Olivia gradually faded. The now wiser spouses managed to build a balanced settlement, combining both powerful scientific potential and productive agriculture. With the passage of time, Carmine Heights managed a small but technically equipped army to protect the Republic from invading forces. Zemeckis' embarrassment from losing the elections in Carmine Heights didn't last long. Hieronymus channeled all his passion toward transforming the Phalanx, trying to turn it from a private mercenary army to something bigger. One could say he failed. The false database you gave him did not allow Zemeckis to lure the new committee's key employees away, which was necessary to develop the Phalanx's own scientific projects. The Phalanx remained a community of mercenaries. The pocket country created by Hieronymus decayed gradually, becoming totally unpopulated after a couple of decades. Zemeckis himself died in 1999 after a long illness, seeing for himself both the rise and fall of the Phalanx. Your actions concerning the church were somewhat contradictory, and so played no significant role in its fate. The organization existed for many years, reaching its full potential in 1993, a couple of years before the abbot's death. As for the picnic neutral zone, it degraded slowly for many years. Your help proved to be not enough to provide its autonomy. Victoria was furious when she realized control over Maelstrom had slipped from her grasp. Led by their queen, the Fops army roamed the dome for many years, attacking patrols, caravans, and occasionally travelers. The gang's life ended some 30 years later at the Phalanx Fortress, when the last surviving Fops clashed with the elderly Phalanx men. The fight was desperate, and there were no survivors. As for Victoria, she survived and wandered in the desert for a long time, until one day, weakened and completely insane, she was picked up by some bandits. They sold the former queen to a brothel, where she ended her existence. Victoria Legrand had every chance of dying of syphilis, but alcohol and progressive insanity killed her earlier. It took time to achieve a fragile balance under the dome. Though mankind got what it wished, the euphoria of defeating the Maelstrom soon faded, for many problems remained unsolved. The dome was still impermeable, and the world outside kept silent. Though it became obvious much later, after many years, by that time, the desert had covered your traces. Though the tale of what you'd done is still alive, and will stay like that till the end of time.
Oh. I just realized. My mic wasn't on. It was connected to my goddamn headset audio. My VR headset. Oops. Well, this is embarrassing. Well, either way, every ending is pretty fucked. I just looked it up. Every ending is fucked up. Like, really fucked up. In the end, nobody really wins. Like, you can help one faction win, but, like, it's still not gonna be good enough for everyone to live happily. And nobody gets to escape the dome, so, wow. That's just depressing. Well, farewell for now.